Okay, now I would like you to meet you, our special guests of honor, one by one. LD4 Rene, LD3 Henry, and LD3 Amarjeet. Now I will introduce our first guest of honor, our youngest millionaire, LD4 Rene. Rene graduated from the University of Toronto in software engineering and worked for IBM and TELUS. He used to earn $80,000 a year. He now earns $100,000 a month in earnings with shockingly only 7,000 people. He drives a prepaid luxury car from the company, a $200,000 Tesla P90D. His team is now over 24,000 people in over 110 countries around the world. Rene is a founding member, shareholder, and sits on the company's CEO advisory board. He has also received the highest award in the company, President Cab Award, not once but twice, and he's here to support us and train us today. Then now I will introduce you our amazing leader, LD3 Henry. Henry immigrated to Canada in the early 90s. He studied traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture in Canada and has been practicing Chinese medicine for over 20 years. He is a registered TCMP from Ontario and has a TCM clinic in Toronto, Canada. He also has his own brand name Sagi Canada line of natural health products. He, he joined Opulence in early 2019 and became a LD3. He is instrumental in opening Chinese and Asian market. And our last but not least speaker is our amazing leader in Singapore, LD3 Amarjeet. Amarjeet started in 2016, then later was known as GWT, where we were only doing fashion, then with an entry fee of $3,599 for the highest package. So she was impressed with the compensation plan and made the decision right away. Even though she didn't have the income to start it, she couldn't let the opportunity pass by, so she decided to use her credit card to the maximum. In 2019, she opened a distribution center in Singapore. Now she has around 2,400 partners in 38 countries and got her husband to retire early. Now I'm gonna pass it back to Renee, and we are here all to learn. Welcome, Renee.
All right. Again, well, thank you so much, Zara, for being our host this morning. And again, congratulations on stepping up and, of course, taking that responsibility. So thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever in between. Opulence Global family. What an exciting morning today, of course. And I'm just joined by our two amazing leaders, of course, Amarjeet and Henry. So good morning, first of all, Amarjeet and Henry.
Good morning to you guys. It's evening here.
Yes, yes. Thanks for staying up. I know it's 11 p.m. for you, and again, so great to again have you guys here with us today. So, I'm quite excited for today's training, and today's training is actually, I think, such a vital training, and I'm not sure if again the flyer was really clear about what we're going to be talking about today, but to me, today's training is the absolute bare minimum, I guess, the foundation of this business. And that, of course, is how do we sell retail, right? And so, folks, if you have anyone that you know who is not on this call yet, it's not too late to invite them to join. Because, folks, I actually wanted to purposely invite and co-train with me Henry and Amarjeet. There are tons of amazing leaders and partners in the company who are great at selling retail. And I just had the pleasure, of course, of seeing Amarjeet and Henry actually do these retail sales in person, and it's absolutely just amazing to see that. So, in fact, if anyone here along the call, we're going to save a portion for you guys to come on board and share how you sell retail. Let's do that, because today's call is all about how do we all effectively sell retail? And let me give some quick quick introduction, because really in this business, as our CEO always says, there's going to be two main ways of doing this business, right? Two main ways of doing this business. Either one, you sell products to people, that's number one, or you find people that sell products to people. So either you selling products to people directly, which is called retail profits, or you simply find other people that sell products to other people. And those are the two main ways, of course, in this business. So between the two, though, if I were to ask you guys, of course, which of the two different areas do you think you should focus on first? In other words, do you lead with product, or do you lead with the business, right? It's kind of like my good friend John Buttswood always says, you have a double-edged sword here. You can cut this thing in two different ways, right? One way, of course, is the products, and lead with the products. And the other way, of course, is to lead with, of course, the business side. And so we have two main ways, of course, of building our business. And again, I've just seen Henry. I know, like, Henry and Amarjeet, I mean, they're constantly selling products every single. In fact, I think most of the people on this call, again, are selling products literally, as their first introduction to things. But I thought, you know what? Why not just get into the details? Like, I want to know, and maybe you guys want to know, what are the things that Amarjeet says, and that Henry says, and that people like Ronan says, people that, that Maria Baptiste says. I want to know all these things, what are the leaders actually saying, so you can get an idea of what Rene says, what Ronan says, what Amarjeet says, what Henry says. And so you can really get a huge, vast collection of how the leaders and the partners in this company actually sell their products, and how they can sell it. I think Amarjeet is most well known for selling products in her Uber. So literally, in her Ubers on the way home, in the Lyft, and I mean, these car rides are maybe only like 15, 20 minutes. And I still remember when I went to Singapore, I was actually taking the rides with her, and all of a sudden I'm on my phone, I'm doing all these calls, and she's just chit chatting to the taxi essentially. And all of a sudden, all I hear is, yeah, I'll take a bottle. And I look up, and Amarjeet's literally selling bottles. She collects $80, $85 Singapore dollars, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. So, Amarjeet, since it's getting late for you, why don't we start with you first, and take us from and take your time with this. Explain the whole concept, how you start, what are you talking about, what are you saying to eventually selling these products. So, and give us as many examples as you want, but I want you to share, what is it that you're saying exactly, right? And please take it away. You have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rene. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone on this call. It's never late. When you're in this kind of interesting call and learning from others, it's never too late for us. Even it can be 11 or it can be 12 midnight, doesn't matter. All right, what I would like to say is when I jump into the Uber, but in Singapore, we call it the Grab drivers. So I usually ask them how their day been, whether it was good, it's not really good, or how long has they been working, is 12 hours or 14 hours. So I kind of get to know them to build the like and trust, like what our CEO always mentioned, build like and trust. And I even sell a bottle in front of our CEO when he was in the Grab with me. All right. So yeah, I built the like and trust with them, trying to know where they came from and how long they've been driving this Uber for. If they said about 2 years or 3 years, what was they doing before? So what was they doing before they start Uber? So most of them, they say, oh, I got laid off, or some of them has been in the sales side and they have been laid off. And so they got no choice, but they start driving Uber. So I said, wow, I said, okay, that's nice, but it's not easy driving 12 hours, 14 hours per day. So I say, okay, definitely you are taking some vitamins or some supplements because you saw now, with this COVID and all, what are you taking to protect yourself? So they will tell me, oh, I'm taking this vitamin, this and that. I say, how much do you spend per month? Per month. So they said, oh, it cost me about $200. Some of them even $300. I said, oh, all right. Okay, what if I share with you my product and I take out the bottle? I definitely will take out the bottle and I tell them, I can share with you my product, which is only $88, right? But it helps A to Z. They were telling me, what do you mean by A to Z? I said, everything, everything. So I get excited. I get excited and they get excited too. So I tell them, I say, yes, A to Z, everything. Your hair drop, you got high blood pressure, this, that, and they get, I say, really? $88? I say, yes. So how long does the bottle last? I said, if you're taking 10 drops a day, it lasts you about 2 months. So it's about $44 a month. I say, wow, this is really, really good. So I start talking about them, where where FOL came from, and from Canada, the spruce tree and all that. I will tell them, and they say, oh, okay, that's really, really reasonable. So 20 minutes, right? And then they stopped. Then I was supposed to alight, but they were so interested that they keep on talking to me. So they keep on talking to me, say, oh, I got $88. I'll give you the $88. So I sell them the bottle. After that is very, very important to follow up. You don't think that you sold the bottle $88. Yes, you got your retail money, $33 or $35, but the follow-up is very, very important. Because you know why? They feel that you care for them. You care for them. So the follow-up is the one that built your business. Most of my Grab drivers, they are just consumer. They are just consumer. And also, I will tell them the truth because when they come back and buy from me another 3 bottles, 6 bottles, and I'll tell them, I say, you know what? Every bottle that I'm earning from you is about $30, $30 to $35. Really? I say, yes. I say, why don't you join as a member and get a 30% discount, and you can share with your family.
Now, MJ, really quickly, I think that's one question that people always have, right? Is when do I, do I want to convert my retail customer into like a member? And I think one thing that I always suggest to people is, if it sounds like you're finding out that these people are expressing interest, right? That they want to, share with people. So it looks like they want to become active in the business, right? And that's when you would offer them that opportunity to do that. But because I guess my belief is always, if someone has expressed to me that they have no interest in doing the business, in selling the products, you'd rather just leave them as a customer, right? Because
Sure.
it makes no sense, right, to convert a customer who will never build a business, or they express no interest, and convert them into a member, because that way it actually makes you less and does you less good in that sense, correct?
Right. That's true too. You have 2 ways, whichever way you look at, you can, yeah. Because you see, after that, they start buying I have customers who not interested to build a business, right? But they start buying family pack. And what happened? Their friends start looking at them and say, what are you doing that you are looking good? So they start introducing also.
That's interesting, because they have so much product. Most likely, they might start referring people to it. Interesting, very, very interesting. Yeah.
We don't judge. We just keep on sharing.
Now, I'm going to back you up here, because you mentioned really quickly, you said, once they ask you, what it is, and you start explaining what is Fountain of Life. So don't tell me the Amarjeet version of How do you explain what Fountain of Life is? You mentioned this tree, from Canada. What do you say? I'm just curious to know.
Okay. I usually say this is a disease-free tree, right? Even the branch drop and it revive, and you say, wow, we never seen that. I say even it can be 40 degrees, minus 40 degrees. And I also tell them in Canada, we have spruce tree too. But the spruce tree become brown compared to the Norwegian Finland. In Finland, it remain green. Even it can be how bad weather, it still remain green, and it has stayed for thousand over years. And sometimes I talk to them in Hokkien, in Chinese.
Yeah, so folks, if you ever want to, I didn't realize this, but when I first met Amarjeet, I was talking to my wife in Mandarin. I later on realized that Amarjeet spoke Hokkien and understands Mandarin, so I wasn't saying anything bad, of course. I'm just saying that she speaks different languages, so you gotta be careful with her. All right.
So, yes, we have Grab drivers who don't speak English, so I speak to them the local dialect.
I had to find this video because I remember while I was taking the Lyft drive with you in Singapore, I actually was secretly recording you because I knew every taxi ride we went on, you'd be talking to the cab driver. And I think I had that video of you, us talking to the guy, and we actually sold a bottle. And I think that particular cab driver really looked overweight. And some people, they look like they're balding, for example, right? They're losing their hair. So talk about that. Is that something that you do where you kind of do like a quick, top down to body kind of scan to see, okay, well, is there something that we can offer to this person that we can see physically? Is that something that you do as well with your prospects?
I do a screen, yeah, a screen check.
A screen check.
Screen check. We are, my background is from the army and the police, so we do a screen check.
That's so funny, yeah. And so I guess, yeah, 'cause I recall that one particular day in Singapore that on the way home, yeah, he had, he's really overweight. You could tell he was losing his hair, and I think it's so great that you just ask questions that make them feel like you care about them, right? So you mentioned how you ask people, how's your day? How's it like driving, driving this, and how long have you been driving now for, right? What did you do before? And I think one question we always ask them is, hey, do you ever feel tired? I think we ask every driver that question, right? Do you feel tired driving all day long, right? And then that's when they start telling you about more things. And so again, thank you so much, Amarjeet, for sharing that. Anything else you want to share?
No, it's true, because you have to care for them. The most important, you have to care for them, because driving a Uber or Grab is not easy. Because I did when I came back from Canada, and I had a 1 month break because my daughter decided to go to Dubai. So I did a Grab driving for a month to know what it is all about. I did a month Grab driving, and I wanted to know what it is all about. So now I can talk to them because I already done that.
Nice. Okay, now last question for you, because I know that after you're in for example, in this case, the taxi ride, and you did all this stuff. At the very end, like let's say they haven't expressed to you yet that they want to buy a bottle, so you're just talking, right? I've heard you do this a million times, but what is like the final line that you might say? And if I recall how you say it, you're just very direct, right? You just say, hey, why don't you try a bottle? So tell me, like, I forgot what you said exactly, but all I remember is every single time you ask for the clothes. Because why not, right? If you don't ask for the clothes, you're not going to see this guy again, right? So what do you do actually? What's that line that you say?
I always tell them, why don't you try? Because the bottle is already in my hand, right? So they are looking at it.
It's already in my hand. Yeah. So that makes sense. You might as well just buy it from me. It's already in my hand.
Yeah, so you know what? They said, all right, it's $88, all right, they give it to you. And then we exchange number. But sometimes I have drivers who don't buy. What I do is I give them my flyer. I give them my
Mm.
flyer. But I have people who come back to me after 2 months because they have my flyer and what I've spoken to them in the Grab, and come back to me and buy bottles. I remember
Wow.
my water. Yes, I remember my water condenser was spoiled in the office. Right, this guy came and repair. I sold him a bottle too.
And same overall conversation.
Same conversation.
Interesting. So just see how their day is. How's it going? All about that like and trust, right? Now, for those of us who are new, when we say building like and trust, perhaps you can explain really quickly what does that mean, building like and trust to Amarjeet?
Yeah, to me is talk about their family, about how their work is, and how long do they spend outside, and how many kids they have. So all this, and yeah, just build the like and trust with them, so they feel that you're concerned for them too.
So building like and trust is just simply asking questions. It sounds like to learn more about them in a very caring way.
Yeah, and listening to them. Sometimes they have a lot of complaints too.
Mm.
You just keep quiet and listen to them too. You have to be the listener too.
Okay, you said something really important here that I think a lot of people might actually skip, or they get too excited and they just kind of start talking themselves more. Is you just said you have to be very patient and become the listener, a good listener, right?
Yes. Sometimes they want to just express it out, right? So you become a listener. You say, oh, yes, I understand. So you have to be a listener. You cannot be all your story and then you don't listen to them.
Mm. And I think some people, I think I've been guilty of this before, where they express to you that they have, high cholesterol or something like that, and then all of a sudden you found the thing, and you just start blah 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 blah. Oh, this help cholesterol blah blah blah. Like you go in sell mode. But the better thing to have done in that particular scenario, right? And Nora's like guilty, right? Guilty, right? It is just as we were saying in the industry, you bite your tongue till it bleeds. In other words, you just keep holding it in, just keep listening, right? Let them talk about that, right? And if someone said to me, Ryan's like guilty, I'm guilty too, right? If they said to me, yeah, I've got high cholesterol, and even if they were to pause and say nothing else, one trick is you always repeat what they said in a question form. So you say high cholesterol as a question. So you repeat what they just said as a question mark, and again you wait and you let them explain more about it.
Yes, you must
Right?
always allow them to talk.
I'm tired. You're tired. I'm overweight. You're overweight. So I think one thing that pretty much everyone here is probably guilty of is the moment we find something that we know, and because FL does everything, once we find that thing that if we help them on, is we start going on verbal diarrhea mode, right? And we're blah 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 blah, right? I think again, the next time that happens to you, let's try to hold it in. I like what Verlin just said too, right? High cholesterol. Well, how are you managing your cholesterol? I love that, right? Or or I think the overall question is what are you doing to help you with that issue? So what are you doing to help you with the over? Are you doing anything to help you with cholesterol? Are you doing anything? So I guess the short thing is we're asking open-ended questions, right? We're asking a question that's not a yes no answer. It's to have them explain more to you, right? So what are you doing to help you with that cholesterol? Do you want to share something else, Emoji?
No, Raymond is asking me your average trip. So my average trip is about 15 to 20 minutes.
So that's it, 15, 20. I remember taking a ride with you. It was like It's fast. Yeah, it's 5 minutes, right? But I think the key thing here, though, right, folks, is Amarjeet will ask for the close. And it's another key thing I want to push today is and one thing that you'll notice here about Henry and Ronan and Amarjeet and all of our top salespeople is they ask for the close, right? And Amarjeet case, she's holding the bottle and she says, what would you say again?
Why don't you try this bottle? It's only $88. And it works A to Z for you.
Now see, if I were to ask that same question, but I said, why don't you try this? It's $88. It's only it's already in my hand. It will work for you.
You have to smile. You have to smile.
So very important, right? We have to be optimistic. We have to sound enthusiastic, right, guys? We have to, again, I think one thing that makes people, and I see this time and time over again, the one thing that makes people say yes to buying that bottle sometimes is actually your enthusiasm behind it. It's your conviction. If you look unsure, like, well, maybe you should try the bottle. Like, if you don't sound like this will really help them, if you don't sound enthusiastic about it, no matter what you say, most likely it's gonna be a tough sale, right? So I think Amarjeet, I remember we had a meeting at the office. I think Drusilla was there, and she had two of our guests there in the office. See, she's already laughing because she knows what I'm talking about already. And Drusilla was answering questions for the prospects. It's just two sisters. And they've already tried the product, mind you, but they came in to watch a presentation, asked a million questions. And at the end of it, we're trying to, yes, thank you, Charlene, the happy voice, right? And we're going to talk about this happy voice because, everyone's trying to help close these prospects. And, they've spoken to me, I answered questions, they've spoken to other people, answered questions. And Amarjeet, we're by the bar in the head office, like the coffee bar. And Amarjeet is kind of leaning over on the actual, like the little presenter table where the laptop was. And Abdulia was there, yes, because Abdulia flew in with Amarjeet and also some of our other international GM to go for a whole week training. And she leaned over and she just said something, and then like they just signed up. So what did you say again? I have an idea. But you always do this. What did you say?
Everyone was trying to close them, and they were still dingling here and there. So I just came over. I using my phone. At the same time, I just holding my phone. I said, "All right, can I have your credit card?"
So then again, I mean that is direct, right? I mean, I think we can all admit. I don't really know if even I've done that before. But I might say, hey, well, let's get you started, and that's what. But she just says, what did you say again? Can I?
No, I did say it. I said, who is giving me the credit card to sign up? Come on. So
Right.
and then the sister said, oh, my sister will give the credit card to sign up, and that's when we sign up.
So, folks, sometimes when we're trying to close our prospects, we end up just like sometimes it's that one moment, right? And Julia was there. I know she was there. And Amarjeet just has this way, and I'm trying to learn from her, even though I'm her whatever. But I'm trying to learn from her. I've been in as long as she has, but she has this ability of just asking that direct question, but making it in a really sort of a humorous way, right? Yeah, and Drusilla, actually, if we can get Drusilla to join as a panelist too, and even Abdulia here, she just asks directly for the close, and that's something I think we can all learn. Is sometimes it's just make a smile. You can make it into a joke, right?
Smile, yeah, like a joke, so they don't feel bad, yeah.
Because if you ask that same question without a smile, I mean that looks pretty freaking crazy. Might be a bit intimidating in that sense, right? So awesome. Okay, thank you, Amarjeet, for tuning in. And I know it's getting late for you, so I'm just gonna move on here to Henry. And but of course, stay on as we're going to, you can definitely share more things here. All right. So thank you so much, Amarjeet.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Renee. I'll be around. So
All
anytime, if
right.
you have any
So I'll give her a
questions.
round of applause for sharing us. And again, I mean, Amarjeet sells bottles. I guess really quickly, like, I mean, like, where else aside from the Ubers do you sell bottles? Really quickly.
In the bus, while waiting for a bus,
On the
while
bus. Wow.
yeah, in the bus. Yes, I have signed up someone where I met her in the bus, and also shopping area where someone is have a cart. When they have a cart, they are also doing some kind of sales. I
Okay,
also
when
sell.
you say cart, you mean like those booths? We call it a
Yeah,
booth.
yeah.
We
So
call
they
it a
have a
cart. Okay.
yeah. So I do sell to them too, and I always ask them that how long they've been there for and how many hours they are standing there to sell all their products. Yep, they are also part of my customers as well. Some of them are partners.
Interesting. Okay.
Talk to everybody.
Now, really quickly, how about online? Like, do you do stuff online much, like Facebook
Yes,
or?
I do. Oh, yes, I do. I do a lot of cut and paste from the whatever our company Opulence Global have. So I cut and paste on my Facebook, and I have people who have joined me on online. Yes, and we have to. I mean, we have to talk and all. Sometimes it take about 2 months, 3 months, but you keep on going and you close them. I don't know whether Gurcharan is here from Malaysia. He has been following me during all the Zoom calls, right? So it took him about 5 months to join me. Yep.
So all you did though is and we're talking about selling bottles as well too, right? Not just signing up, but it sounds like you just add people on Facebook, or it could be your friends from before, or you people you add them. And again, Facebook is amazing because if you don't have a lot of people on your Facebook, you add one person, two people, now it's going to suggest to you who else you can add, like common friends, mutual friends, right? So really quickly, you can go from having like 50 people to like 500 people just by using Facebook. And so you add them, right? And it sounds like you're just posting things. You're saying you cut and paste. So it sounds like you're posting. So what are you posting? Are you posting testimonials? Are you posting?
Yes, I post sometimes. I see you have posted some testimonial. I cut and paste that, and yeah, testimonials, our products, everything. I post everything.
Right, and then they might message you, or they might, like, again, we have a whole training, folks, right, on how to sell on social media like Facebook and Instagram. And it's very effective, but again, we can go into that a bit later on today. But again, thank you, Emily. Just want to see where you sell. So you just sell everywhere, it sounds like, everywhere you go, on the bus.
Everywhere. You at least you leave home with 6 bottles in your bag.
I think it's safe to say, Emily, 'cause I've watched you from you bringing me to the airport and we going out for eating at the restaurant. It seems like every single person you run into, if they are breathing and they are not an animal, like if they are just like a walking human being, you approach them. Like it's just, you're taking me to school because I thought I did that. And sometimes I get lazy. I just want to eat my meal and forget about it. You talk to every single person you run into, don't you?
Yes, 2 days ago, I met this guy who was having lunch, and I also was having lunch. And he says that, oh, can I have a seat here? I say, sure, why not? So we was, and he sat down and said, oh, where are you working? He said, oh, I'm working as security guard in this place. I said, okay. So I said, how long do you work for? He said, about 12 hours. So we started chatting and all. So I told him about our Fountain of Life. I said, this is amazing product. He's from Malaysia, actually. So I said, it's an amazing product. And I took up from my bag and I showed him the bottle. He said, how much is it? I said, it's $88. He straight away, he said, I'll buy from you one. You send me the details later.
So you're just having lunch with somebody and they just start talking to you. And then the same thing you kind of said, you just ask them questions. How's your day? How long do you work? Are you tired? I have this product. It's a spruce tree, Canada, da 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 da, A to Z.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Now, of course, you have people that don't buy from you, right?
Oh, sure. But you must always leave with a flyer.
Ah, Interesting. So
Yes.
again, this is $88 Singapore dollars, which is like 1 to 1 with like Canadian dollars, because again, it's a bit more expensive in Singapore. But I think the key thing here is that it doesn't matter to Amarjeet if they say yes or for no. She will always ask for the close, especially with people that you know you won't see again, right? If it's someone that it's like a long term friend, you might take more time, right, talking to them, I guess. But is that correct? Like every
Yeah.
prospect that who's a stranger,
But
you will.
I'm telling you, a stranger is easier to close.
Ooh, here's something juicy. Here's something juicy. Okay, because a lot of people, right, and raise your hand if you're guilty. we think it's easier to sell to our warm market. Right? This is juicy. But for Amarjeet, she thinks, from experience, it's easier to sell to the cold market. So why might that be? Take us through this, Amarjeet. Why might that be?
Because first thing is they don't know you. Right, a lot of friends and family, they know you, they think that, oh, you are in this business, you are trying to sell them this product and all, but a stranger doesn't know you at all.
I love this because a lot of people think that in this business, I'm only going to sell to friends and family because I'm too scared to talk to the cold market. Like that's a common thing everyone does, right? And what you're sharing with us is amazing because you're telling us that you can build a monthly five-figure income in this business just focusing on the cold market.
Yeah.
Wow, that is mighty interesting. Because the truth is, excuse me, I got something in my throat here. The truth is that do you have more do you have more warm market people or do you have more cold market people in this world?
I had a warm market, the people that I knew and all, right? But I have actually moved out to the cold market because you cannot always depend on your warm market, right? You have to spread your wings and see the outside market. Actually, the outside, the coal market, there's huge, huge.
I think it's safe to say your cold market will always be millions times bigger than your warm market. You might know 300 people by first name and last name, but there's 3, 4, 5 billion people in the world out there, right?
Yeah,
So
even Berlin said she is also having a lot of coal market.
yeah,
Berlin, yeah.
that is great. This is great for people that we're only thinking they can sell it to the warm market. This is really powerful, right? And again, there's so many places aside from going out for the restaurant, going out for a coffee, going buying your grocery. Like literally everyone you run into, you can talk to. And I have tons of these stories to share during this call. But a lot of the team here, they like to go to booths, right? I mean, there's always trade shows happening. And in Singapore, you guys always have attended trade shows, right, Amarjeet?
Yes, yeah, we have.
And so the whole day is a trade show, right? It could be any trade show, right? It could be a healthy trade show. It could be just any trade show, a women's network trade show, and you stand there. But that's a great way of meeting cold market people. Are just coming to you, right? They're coming to your booth, right? And so, do you suggest people to go to trade shows?
Definitely 101%.
Mm. And in Toronto, there's a trade show like almost once a month, right?
Really?
Literally.
Wow.
And now it has different kinds, right? There's like all kinds of trade shows, right? And now that with the lockdown ending here in Toronto, it's even a better opportunity to go to these trade shows, right? So,
Really, really fantastic.
alrighty, well, let's give a round of applause for MIG. Woo! Thank you for sharing some of her.
Okay, thank you so much. And yeah, so I'll be here. So if any questions, please feel free to ask.
Yeah, we've only scratched the surface of Amarjeet's knowledge here, but we got to move on to other people here. So let's move on to Henry, our registered traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. If you remove the T, we're in trouble. It becomes RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, but no, but he's a RTCMP. So welcome, Henry. Good morning, Henry.
Good morning, good evening, good day, everybody.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Henry, I know that again, like Amarjeet, you have not just yourself but your team. I mean, I remember last week you walked into the office and you had someone that sold like four family. Wait, what was it? Four family packs? No,
Oh, momentum pack.
four momentum packs. So one momentum pack, by the way, folks, is roughly 60. So how many bottles here, Henry, for one momentum pack?
Depending on different countries, I think between 61 to 64 bottles.
And they had sold four momentum packs.
Yeah, they ordered 4 because they already had people asking for them, so they have to share those bottles into different groups or people.
Wow. I mean, I thought it's four momentum packs, and also yourself, Henry. I mean, you sell a ton of products. So let's go to the same things here. Like who do you sell to? I guess and how do you generate sales for yourself, and then how do you sell?
The same way how Amarjeet, I learned from Amarjeet because she's actually doing she's very amiable, loving person, and she just talk to everybody anywhere she goes. And I noticed that she would talk to, let's say, the waiter, waitress, and she would start talking to them. So that's the way I try to learn from her. So wherever I go, I even in an elevator or somewhere in the building, if I'm holding something, delivering something, and then somebody in there, they might ask, "What are you doing? Or where are you going?" Then I would tell them I'm delivering something to a health product to somebody who ordered here. And this is my brochure and this is my business card. I tell them a little bit, whatever fraction of the time that we have with them, and then leave them with it. They might or might not be interested or come back to talk to you, but that's the way I also do that anywhere I go. One of the interesting episodes I had was very encouraging because when I finish a tennis game and I won the match against a younger person, I think he was in the 30s. He's actually a better player than me, but I beat him, and then he was very confused. Why you senior people beating us younger people and bigger people? So then after that, he kind of complained, oh, I had a tennis elbow and I didn't sleep well. So, the players are competitive. They always looking for an excuse for why they lose, right? So, okay, then I give him a solution. I said, okay, I have something that really helped me. And if you check out this one, I started to tell him about it. And then he said, okay, give me one bottle. And that's how he started. And then I asked for 6 bottles, 15 bottles, and 20 bottles later on. And then he referred his 2 family sisters, one in the US, one in Vaughan. So together from this one source, I think he eventually bought about close to 200 bottles from me from that day later on. Yeah. Yeah, in and out. So there are the group, like from that source, I was able to sell a lot to that. He's a Vietnamese, so so that's one of the. I have a little brief slides. Can I share that?
Of course, would love to. Thank you.
Can you allow me to share?
Yeah, let me go turn you over to. And there's one thing that I know Henry. It's not really a secret, but he does like every single time. And I'm going to ask him this question in a second. Okay, where do I change Henry? I think you can share already, Henry. No.
It said host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay.
Try now, Henry.
Oh, thank you, Zara.
Okay, we have that now. Okay. Okay, here. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, so I have some brief ideas just listed in the last 10 minutes. So when I first of all build trust and like with customers, that's what we all go through. Amarjeet, we do the same. So You are not just a seller. You are trying to be friends with them, trying to know their needs and wants and all that. Talk to them and listen to them, especially about their complaints. And then you later on you can come to the selling part. But the number one foundation for your able to retail is your confidence. You have to have confidence in the product, in the company, even in the business. So what you would have to feel is that you need to feel that you are not trying to make money, but you are trying to help people. I think that's the most important part of the retail business, where you have to believe that you are helping people, and this product gives you that confidence. So if you don't have the confidence yet, try to build it somehow, either by sharing or using yourself, or sharing to your most trusted people, get a feedback from them. Then you will be able to build up your confidence. And because people can see the sparkle in your eyes, if you believe or not. If you're just trying to make money, it's very difficult to close. So the confidence in the product and company, and that's very important foundation for your retail. And then for some people, they try to, sometimes we tend to think of people about close, let's say relationship, people, friends. We have a tendency try not to make money off them, but that is usually not a good idea to sell at your cost or something like that. But because you deserve to be paid for what you do, because people, when they open a restaurant or open a nail spa, you don't expect people to walk in and then cut the price in half or something, or even less, or give them a free meal. It's not. That's just not the way business is done. So you deserve to be paid, and this is your business. So don't worry about making money off your friends. I think that's very important, because if you begin to do that, then you don't have a price control or price protection. Then this person with the negotiation with this and that, you have all kinds of price ranges all over the place. It's not going to work. So you have to stick to a certain price range or price tag without having to negotiate with everybody. That's, so you have to stick to the profit margin. And when I go around, I always have enough samples or enough product inventory. I actually usually I carry about 4 family packs in my car. Because if somebody asks for more, then you don't have it, then you have to come back, or you lose part of the business. So wherever you go, you have enough samples, enough inventory with you. And I also always have enough brochures, folders of testimonies. Sometimes I don't just give out one brochure. I always ask them to refer other customers, give it out to their people or their friends, because you never know who can refer you or you. But if they only have one brochure, maybe they can't give out, or they have limited. So I usually give them more than one brochures. I know these brochures cost money, but as I always calculate, if we give out 100 brochures, if one person comes back, I think you already break even. If 2 people, they come back to buy more, you always make money. So be very profuse with your brochures, your information, and also gather as much testimonials, put them in the folders. And if you run into anybody who has any health challenges, then you can pull out some testimonials or some information for them. And then protect the retail market by sticking to a standard price schedule. Sometimes we always have people hunting for better deals. They check Facebook, check this, talk to this person, talk to that person, and then they come to you. I have a better offer somewhere from somebody, or from certain person, and then it might be a fake comparison price. Sometimes I just have to stick to my price. If you have a better price to go, you go wherever you go. But because it's an endless price battle that we have to deal with. If you always say, "Oh, I beat his price. I'll give you a better price. I'll give you a better deal," We have to prepare our retail market so that we can all have the standard retail margin. And then if you sell to anybody, always ask for referrals. If they have, give them a few business cards, ask them if they like it. I always ask them to give you some referrals. And then you might even want to give them some let's say some incentive. Let's say if they refer 6 people to you, you give them 1 free bottle or something. That way they have something to gain in order to help you out with more referrals and more people to come to see you or talk to you. And at a certain point, if they are bargaining very diligently with you about a price, then you ask them for a membership. That's usually it comes to that point, then I can talk to them about that. But if you talk to them too early, then you expose your membership price. It's no good until a certain point you think it's worth it to go through that. Also, the next one is learn some basic medical knowledge. If you explain to them the benefits of the certain using them and improving certain symptoms. Let's say if somebody has a hair loss, and then you tell them they can regrow their hair or turn the white hair into whatever original color of the hair, then you will actually, if you can relate that, for example, to the function of the kidney. Usually we say the hair is a flower of the kidney. If you have hair growing back, then it means your kidney is being strengthened. You are strengthening, detoxing, and helping your kidney. When the kidney is stronger, then your hair will grow better. And then they understand that it's not just a beauty thing. It's not just to look good, but you are actually benefiting your body by strengthening your organs. So if you learn some basic medical terms and knowledge, and then you will sound more professional, you'll sound more convincing, and sound more promising. I mean, in the sense that they will get other benefits from it as well. And then the follow-up, we all talk about follow-up. So usually follow-up within 3 to 7 days. Again, you just do it. If you do it one time, then they might not start it, and then they get started. But then after some time, they feel something, and then they stop. So again, maybe in a month or so, and you calculate how much time it will take for them to finish the bottle or the few bottles that they got. And then you make a note to follow up after close to the time when they finish. Then you ask for whether they want to refill. Again, solving problems and dealing with healing crisis. So you have to prepare their mind for long-term use instead of trying one bottle. Sometimes I would tell them that one bottle might not give you too much result. You have to be prepared. So we also talk about a treatment program, treatment plan, or a certain time, and the 3-month supply or something. So and let them be prepared to use more than just one bottle or try a sample bottle. So that they know they have to be on a little more longer term in order to get a result. And prepare for feedback, reactions, and healing crisis. If you don't prepare them for it, when they feel something, they think it's not for them. It's not for their body type, or it has a side effects or something. So if you tell them in advance, then they will be able to understand what you're talking about and be more prepared. If they already had a reaction or healing crisis or something that they think is a side effect, then you try to cover it, you try to explain it, then they would be thinking that you are just providing excuses for problems. It's harder to deal with. And prepare a potential reaction or improvement list for customers before they start. So if you give them a list of the things that they have, ask them to write down what symptoms, what problem they have, and in 3 months time or 2 months time, ask them to compare, let's say how much weight they had before and how much they wanted to lose or how much they have done that. So weight, hours of sleep, appetite, energy, skin, hair, and so many nightly trips to the washroom. So whatever they have, try to list down whatever the improvement is or the reaction is, and try to deal with them at the first time available or possible, so that they can get over it, and you can explain to them why this is happening and what are the what they mean. If you can explain in a reasonable way, then they will continue to use. Otherwise, they'll drop out, and then you lose a customer, and you build up a negative energy around your circle of customers. So always try to turn a reaction or healing crisis into positive energy instead of negative, and that will hurt your retail business. I think that's about it. All right, let me get back to you, Rene.
Now, I have a quick question for you, right? One thing that you mentioned is, the having the samples on you, right? How important is that to have samples on us in this business? You know what I mean?
Well, we have those sample mini bottles. That's one thing, and sometimes, yeah, I think that's the best. The company already prepared that for you. So yeah, we have those samples. If other things, then we have other samples like skincare, some other things. We also have samples. So yeah, that's the samples that I use.
Can I share something?
Please.
Yes, I love the testimonial calls on Wednesday, where Henry is there to advise. So I usually, what I do is I get the people to jump into that call. That call is very, very important because Henry actually answered the questions of many partners who have different questions. So I learned a lot on that call from Henry, a lot. I'm not a computer savvy or medical background or what, but I really, really tune into that call, that Wednesday call, which is at 9 p.m. Asia time, is 8 a.m. On Wednesday for Canada. That call is really, really important. I have invited people on that testimonial call, and next day I invite them on our call where we have the tour call, and I close them.
Wow. Now, again, these calls again are so important because literally it's helping you basically just build your business, right?
Yes.
Now one thing I want to ask as well, though, especially in this case here with Henry is, and I think we all might have made this mistake before, so correct me if I'm wrong, is never ever try to sell things too much at your, like when do you sell members pricing and when do you sell retail pricing, right? I think some people might make the mistake sometimes of selling too cheap, right? Because you're thinking, it's friend and family, right? So what's your suggestion there, Henry? Like, what's a good balance? You know what I mean? To selling retail versus selling a bit of a discount. And do you ever give anything away for free? I think that's the biggest mistake people make.
No way.
Is they give things away for free, right?
No way. Not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
let's talk about this. Yes.
There's always a fine line between how much you sell them. That's always I think the biggest principle I stick to is this product deserves every penny that you're sending them to. So it's if they bargain, if they say, oh, it's too expensive, then I always tell them the $1 principle. I will tell them, okay.
I love that one. I love
yeah, let's pause here. What is this $1? Everyone's like, what's this $1 principle, Henry? Let's talk about that.
Well, that is just saying that people, let's say they buy a hair growth product and they cost $50. And then our Fountain of Life grow hair. So that we have $1 in there that's designated for the hair growth. Now, if they have diabetes, then we have $1 in there that help people to deal with the hair their diabetes or sugar issues. And they can buy another product that's for $50, $60, even $70, or $50, whatever, $30 for to control the sugar or the so then we have that $1 in there that's designated for that problem. So if you tell them how much do you pay for your hair product, then they say they pay $50. Okay, so we have $1 here that's designed or designated for your hair growth. And then they start to think, oh, if that's true, then it means this product is worth every penny that you are talking about. So then that's how I stick to my price. Because we also want to protect the market, so that because the networking business, the biggest issue we run into is when we have enough people on the market, everybody has a different product, different price. And then that gives people the chance to bargain here and then. They always say, oh, I get it at a $40 somewhere else. Then I tell them, go get it from there if you can get it for that price. Because they might fake some kind of a bargain or a deal somewhere else, and they ask you for a certain deal, and then they tell somebody else, they say, oh, that person gave me this deal, and how do you can you do that? Then so I always stick, even if I lose to somebody else, I don't care, because if you give in to them, then it's the market, there's no bottom, then you can drop out, and then you lose all your retail profit. But I also compare the price of this product to every other company. I tell them, okay, this product costs you $300 US. That one is $200 US. This one is anything on the market in this industry is more expensive to us by one time, or even double or triple, quadruple. Some products are even 10 times higher than our product. So we deserve to get paid for the retail. Our retail price is cheaper than their wholesale price by half or even by one. So we are a fraction of the price range. So our company, we just, as we always say, our CEO has a heart of gold, and he doesn't overprice the products. So if we all know this product does all the things that it does, then if we market it as $200 a bottle, still have people, they buy it, right? So if we give the product, even the retail product price at this price, is still cheaper than almost anything else on the market.
I would add that, because I remember you, Henry, you shared that about the $1. I also use that to tell them about the $1 thing, and then compare. Yeah, thank you so much, Henry. Thank you. And I would always ask partners as well, your prospect, to jump into that call. A Wednesday testimonial call is so important, very important, because we have Henry there to answer your questions, and he is a practitioner of the medical, right? So we have a right person to help us. So get them into the call, and whenever you have your tour, get them into the tour call. So you definitely close.
We also have this regulation and this claim issue in this industry. So we don't want to claim anything. Sometimes people ask very direct questions, whether it's cure something or this and that. So it's a very sensitive question. So we try not to claim anything in our calls, but yes, we do encourage people to provide feedback and testimonials of how they feel with the product. So that's where the most valuable information is being shared, where we hear people's stories. That's the most important thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if people can participate, and then we all get more information, more confidence in the product, then we would have less questions.
Very true.
If I may, I would like to add, hi everyone. Hi Henry.
Hey, Ronan,
oh, Ronan, yes, of course. Please share. You must share, Ronan.
I have to I'm learning so much. I'm writing so many notes. It's always great to get ideas regarding retail from different people, because it doesn't make a difference how good we are. We can always become better, gain ideas. And remember that we are all different. We come from all over the planet, and we have so many nations, and so many of us have grown with, different stories, different backgrounds. So it's really good for me to listen to each and every one of our partners all over the world and see how things are in their country, in their mentality. So this is valuable, and thank you very much. Regarding your $1 story, I have a much simpler concept with the $1, and it doesn't make a difference which one of our product of the Safe Home Revolution. If it's a shampoo and somebody says it's expensive, I say, well, what would you prefer to buy? A $1 shampoo that does absolutely nothing for your hair, or a $50 shampoo that will make your hair 10 times stronger, better, more? The same with the toothpaste, the same with anything, because people very quickly understand it's not the amount of money we spend, it's what the result we get that is really of interest to us. So that is my $1 simple factor. For 32 years in this industry, before I arrived in Opulence, the majority of the companies that I was with, they had products. They were good products, usually a very, very small amount, not much variety. Due to that fact, we found ourselves 99% of the time exposing people for the business side of things, financially. And it's almost like for 25 years, the product was a sidekick. It had a good story. One of them was a juice, the other one was gel, the other one was but it's almost like a sidekick. And I believe that has created in our industry a scenario that instead of truly being a distribution method from a manufacturer to an end user, which is all about the product, it became like, hey, let's all make money and join this machine. And that's where most people, eventually when they did not earn money, they did not continue to consume the product. They immediately left the product, in most cases threw out endless cases of products that they could never really sell. And I believe that my experience with Opulence, because we produce the highest level manufacturing product on the planet, because we don't have shareholders that are holding us back, or many people that can argue with the vision of the company. There's only one person that leads this vision. That has allowed us to be so unique that the products that we hold are beyond anything out there in the market. Why? Because most shareholders would not take the risk and would not spend the money for the research or to buy the raw material that are so expensive. They prefer to buy something cheaper, make the same story, hype about it, and bring a product to the market. So we are very, very unique. And that is why I believe that the retail world in Opulence is an endless world for all of us to learn. You can specialize as becoming a fashionista, right? You can learn in less than a month how to go to any meeting, to any BNI, how to go to the cocktail lounges in your towns or cities where you can see the Rolls Royce and Ferraris. You can walk anywhere, just look cool and have business cards and go to anyone over a coffee or anyone and just tell them, hey, I really like the way you're dressed. Love the shoes, by the way, but I'll tell you what, take my card and give me a call, and I will make you looking like $1 million the next time you go to work, and the next event you go to, you're going to be the king there. Bye. Now, that's a profession on its own, and I can make tens of thousands of dollars monthly just selling high luxury fashion, and we're the best. I can become what Henry's doing. He's using his professional skills in order to create increase of trust if the people that talk to him, right? But what if I'm not a doctor? If I'm not a doctor, I have to recognize that we have doctors, that we have Henrys, that if I don't have a power for something, I can use someone else's power in this amazing nation of ours, right? The one thing I remember that I always keep reminding myself, you have so much information about the product now after so many years with our scientists. But truly, what really gets everyone that I sell them a bottle or a toothpaste on the street in any scenario, what really gets them is not me saying this is the Norwegian spruce extract, it has this and this, it has 7 lignans. No, it's actually, you see this bottle? You know what this did to me? You know how it changed my energy? I'm 54, I'm like a 30. My hair changed, my sleep changed, my digestion system changed. I feel like a brand new person. Do you believe this is worth $500 every month if it can make you feel like me? Yes. Then you're lucky because it's only 80. There. Take it. Try it. You don't like it? It doesn't grab you? Bring it back to me as long as it's 3/4 full. I'll take it back. I'll tell you you're crazy, but I'll take it back. You see, this is what we need to remember. It's about what it did to us. And if I'm young and healthy and it didn't do anything to me yet except what people are telling me or my placebo, then I have 1,000, 10,000 other people that it changed their life. Once again, if it didn't affect me yet, because I'm only 2 days in the company, use someone else's story. And that's where the places such as Fountain of Life Official are so important. This is where the weekly call that Rene is doing with Henry and Amarjeet about asking questions and answers and testimonials of the Fountain of Life and the Safe Home Revolution. This is your proof. If you yet do not have stories of your own, but share what it does to you and let them ask you, what is it? What's inside it? Let them ask you and then give them a video, give them a pamphlet, give them whatever you want, but truly let them first hear what it did to you, to your mom, to someone you know. Back to you and thank you. I'm going back to learning now.
No, thank you, Ron. Again, I want to have as many leaders and again partners as possible sharing how they do it, because you know what, it helps everyone to have all these stories. And you know, one thing that I did want to also and you just touched upon it, Ronan, and Henry, I think, you know, and actually all of us are great at this. Is every time, you know, Henry meets anyone, his phone, right, is jam-packed with like 1 billion testimonials of all sorts, like you mentioned, right? You know, she's got people loving their fashion, like Michelle did a video, Hame's daughter, you know, getting her new earrings, right? That's a great video. He has videos of people, you know, for all kinds of health things. So, you know, one thing, of course, that we always suggest to all of our folks here, guys, and we want to mention that is even if you don't have your own testimonial yet, maybe you just got started and you just tried for the first day, you're brand new here. But if you don't have your testimonial, there are thousands of others, right? So again, you know, folks, hop onto Facebook, onto the Fountain of Life official Facebook page, right? And start making your photo albums. You know, we talked about this many times, and I can't tell you how important it is, right? I mean, I went to go visit actually Henry, and it doesn't matter if Henry is in his clinic, or if he is in the office, or he's anywhere he goes, whoever he meets, right? The moment he learns that this person has an issue, for example, with their hair or cholesterol, you know, I mean, it's like, you know, and Henry's really good at listening right away. You know, it's like, oh, check this out, you know, and I've seen him do this so many times. He'll show so many testimonials. And what do you think is happening for his prospect as he's showing more and more of these testimonials? It's not just him. It's not just like his own testimonial. It's like so many people. What do you think is happening, folks? There's one word here that I'm looking for. One word begins with a B. One word that is so important, you know, again, when we're talking about our products. What's that one word, folks? Begins with a B. What's he building? He's building something. He is building their belief. Yes, belief. Belief. And yeah, Amarjeet, I saw you want to say something. I know you did too.
No. I know. I mean, of course, the belief is very important. Like, I mean, the Grab drivers I have on my phone, but I always, you know, I'm a old school. I carry folder.
Wow, you carry a folder.
Yes, I carry folder. All the testimony on my folder.
Wow. So again, by the way, folks, this it's not even old school. What she's talking about is we have made this PDF, right? Most of you have already probably seen it. If you don't have it, let me know. I can put a link here. It's like a little PDF of a bunch of testimonials, right? And what we used to do when we go to trade shows is every person, no, let's say me, Amarjeet, so there's 6 of us here. Ifra, Ronan, me, Henry, we all go to a trade show, Zara, and we all, the way that we go and promote this business is we have, of course, on the backdrop, a bunch of different testimonials. But at the same time, what we also do is we have this little flip book of all these testimonials, right? So that's amazing that Amarjeet actually carries that with her, not just in the actual, trade shows or her office, but actually driving around, going around places. She has this book with her, and you show people the testimonials.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because as the saying goes, a picture tells 1,000 words, right? Yeah, Ronnie, you want to share something?
It's so funny that you're saying it's old school. I mean, I could not even imagine a professional networker without a folder that has every material that he needs, either for complaint, product, or, I mean, it has been such an ingrained into the professionals in our business that it's funny to see what happened when laptops and iPads and stuff came over. The real professionals can actually imitate it on an iPad, not on a phone. It's you can't do a presentation for someone on a phone; it's too small. But it could be emulated to a laptop and an iPad. But I found, I'm with Amarjeet on that. I found when you are there, ready, I don't know, it looks professional. It does. Everyone is so used to looking into a screen today that it's a massive added advantage when you see something different. It's a different thing. I don't even know how to put the finger on it. But
it's also faster. Like between having to go through your phone and searching for a testimonial on diabetes to open the comp plan, it's actually faster, like timing wise. You can get to that photo or to the comp plan.
Yeah, where did I put this? This from YouTube, this from Facebook. Where did I put that one? No, this file in Google, and much faster. Tack, 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 tack. You have everything you need. Easier.
I think we're all learning something here today, right, folks? The old school ways always work, right? Multi-level marketing, as long as it has been, I will send a link shortly. It's been like 70 years we've been in this industry. It's the same things that work. Amazingly, right? It's the same things that worked 70 years ago. The same things can work in 2022, right? That's just amazing.
When we use the phone, right? People really can't go through it. They find it's too small. But when you have the picture and it's A4 size, they really can go through and they say, "Oh, mine, oh, mine, oh, mine." That's what I felt that the folder is very important.
Yeah. Now, I did want to touch upon this because someone just asked me a question privately. They're asking about, when do you, selling retail? Do you always sell retail, right? And of course, don't get us wrong. We've definitely heard of people that have, of course, I will post that link. I was asking for that PDF. Okay, let me go post this first before I keep going here. But no,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I'm sorry that everybody's asking you about a PDF.
No, it's okay. I'm going to go and literally copy the link right now, and put it into the group chat. There we go. So that's one copy. There's another one that we have that we use every Wednesday morning on our Fountain of Life testimonial call. And we are actually updating that one just to be more compliant. There's some just semantics that were in there, and we'll post that out in all the group chats once we get that one updated. All right. So I was going to say,
maybe that's a good idea, Rene, to work with Ivy on just putting in the back office what we call a physical folder documentation all set up, so people can just go print it out, put it in a folder, and they even know which material to use.
I love that. That's again, great minds coming together and magic happening. So thank you, Ronan, for that amazing idea. To make a note here. Okay, make a note. Okay, IV package. Okay, got it. Ronan. So I know what. Okay, so but I was just going to say that don't get us wrong. There are some people, of course, that do give And whatever you can, don't give. But they've either sold it for their pricing or they've given it away to someone, and is it possible that it will create more sales? Yeah, of course it will, right? But we've also seen too much of the opposite, which is when you give something away for free, or you sell it at, okay, if you give it away for free, it's funny, people that get things for free oftentimes don't value it because they didn't have to pay for it. If they have to pay for it, they at least value it. So between getting it for free and selling it at your pricing, definitely I would choose selling it at your members' pricing, because at least they paid something for it, right? The danger of selling something to someone at your members' pricing is that when you try to, if they express interest in wanting to do the business, but or they wanted to join to have, because they learned about becoming a member, there's no incentive for them to become a member and join and possibly help you sell the product if you've been selling to them at your members' pricing. So at the very least, what I would suggest is definitely sell more than what is your cost, right? Or what would be their cost if they were to become an actual partner. Okay, I hope that makes sense, right? So, but again, we're not saying that giving away for free doesn't create more leads. We're just saying we see more often than not that it works against you. Alrighty, so to touch upon that, again, testimonials, again, I can't imagine, and by the way, Ronan brought up a really great topic just now, which is that, again, you can become the promoter of any product. And you shouldn't just be focusing on one product. That's something we really have to talk about today. Because, for example, I actually had a client of mine who messaged me and they wanted to buy more Fountain of Life. And this person here, I haven't seen them for a while. And so when I went to go and meet this person, do you think I only brought Fountain of Life with me? That's a big mistake, right? You always want to be prepared, right? Literally, I have this huge bag, and I've got, of course, a Fountain of Life. Of course, I also have, can you imagine, a few bottles of the spray, a few bottles of the lotion, a few bottles of the toothpaste, right? I always have a shampoo conditioner, right? Because I was visiting this person here. They own a hair salon. But in their hair salon, there's 3 booths, and behind the hair salon, they have these other machines, like one thing that you put your hand into, and it generates this blood flow for you, and they have this hair machine. They do all sorts of things, right? But of course, they bought the 12+1 family pack, and of course, I brought all this stuff. And so while I was putting it on the table, all my stuff, and I gave her the FOL, she's like looking into my bag, and she's like, "Oh, what else do you have there? What else do you have there?" Right? And I said, "Oh, well, by the way, we had this really powerful, and I have the Safe Home Revolution." So for me, guys, if you don't have the Safe Home Revolution booklet, you gotta get one because it has everything in one booklet, right? Yeah, so it has everything in one booklet, all right? And basically, and she was asking us, well, what's so special about this spray? Instead of me trying to explain how the microsilver works, I just opened to the page of the bus. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, okay, hold on. I'm going to get a copy of my Safe Home Revolution booklet here. I got a whole stack behind me. Okay, so in this booklet, page number 7. This is the page that I use to sell the microsilver spray. I say it's the most natural way of killing germs. You can see here, day 1, right? There's 23,000 germs on the bus. After one spray, 99% killed, down to 308. On day 4, the bus keeps going out, so it's collecting more germs. But look at this, on day number 8, the germs went from 23,000 down to 108. So what it's showing the person in like 10 seconds is how powerful the microsilver is at killing bacteria. So I told her, where you should spray it is on your seats for your, when they're getting a haircut, spray it on your chairs, and on the table where you have this hand machine, spray it on the table because for 2 weeks, it will keep killing the bacteria. That's how powerful, and it's non-alcohol, it's very safe for you, right? So she bought, and then I said, and by the way, we also have this in a toothpaste, right? And she goes, well, how much is the spray? I tell her. Well, how much is the toothpaste? I tell her. And then I said, by the way, we have this amazing new product that combines Fountain of Life, and the spray together. So I had a bottle of Fountain of Life, I had a bottle of the spray. I said, this new lotion combines both technologies into one. And she's like, really? Wow. And some of you might be perhaps you're not stingy, but maybe you're just being calculated and you don't have a sample. You better have a sample of this lotion. Like you buy a big one, mark it as sample. But the thing is, so I actually opened one, right? And I just ran it, and I actually put it into her hands. I'm telling you, folks, the moment people put that lotion into their hands, right, and then they smell it, she's like, I want one too. So from me dropping off Fountain of Life that day, she didn't buy. I put this post on my Facebook. You saw the photo. I had my photo on my Facebook, right? You can see it. She bought a spray, she bought a toothpaste, she bought the lotion, and 13 bottles of FOL. But had I gone there with only Fountain of Life, I only would have sold the Fountain of Life. I wouldn't have sold all this other stuff. I had a friend of mine was going back to Taiwan just last week. He's still in his day 5 of quarantine, and he wanted to buy more FOL. What do you think I did? I said, by the way, while you're on the plane, you probably want to spray this because it will kill, while you're on the plane, as you're eating on the table trays. The moment you board that plane, you want to spray down all your chairs and all of your things. And by the way, as your kids are fooling around, going to the washroom, keep applying this lotion onto their hands. And he's already a customer because his son has eczema, right? So again, had I not mentioned these things and promoted all, like why would you not promote the other products? Because you could just make more moolah, right? Who wants more moolah, right? So
just adding that, Rene, my Grab drivers, right? Now I sell them all the micros silver spray.
I was going to ask you that because I knew for a fact that, as a cab driver, can you imagine, right? They had to disinfect their car every day. They had to spray alcohol every time someone gets in and get out. Now it's, hey, spray once, and you're not breathing any alcohol now, right? So again, thank you again, Amarjeet, for sharing that as well too. So we have Ifra here, who I know is she can go beast mode when it goes to, of course, selling products too. I'm not sure if you're. I know it might be getting a bit late for you, perhaps. If you're there, we'd love to hear you as well too. I do know that we have Drusilla here, and she wanted to share something. So Drusilla, I know that you sell products everywhere you go, and in fact, I think your biggest success is actually when you're like in the gym too. So Drusilla, would love to hear how you sell retail in a few minutes. Are you there, Drusilla?
Yeah, Rene, we have Maria and Carly and Hanmei.
Oh, okay. Let's get all these people here. Oh yes, Maria. Maria is a huge she sells like no tomorrow, and she's not shy to ask for that clothes. So we got Maria there. Let's get Hanmei here, and we're gonna end this by 12, guys. But just try and get as many people here because you want to hear how everyone does it their way, but in the end, it all works, right? Okay, so let's see, Maria Baptiste, do we have you?
Yes, a pleasant good afternoon to you, Rene. I cannot put my my camera on. I was doing
No
something.
worries. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning.
Good afternoon, our Opulence family. Good afternoon to Amarjeet. We have our brother Ronan. We have Mr. Henry, and of course Rene Liaw. Listen, you guys, this call has been so powerful and so educational. Thank you for everything that you had shared, and I absolutely agree with Ronan and also Amarjeet. I'm a little, I won't say old school, but it's back to the basic. You remember all these as when we started Fountain of Life, and we used to go to all the trade shows. I've worked a lot with my partner, Mavis Catalina, going to all the malls. I've been selling tons and tons in the mall. We have all in the networking event, all that. And exactly what sell, as Ronan was saying, the story, but more importantly, as you were saying, we have our flip book. Even today, I will never stop using the flip book. When I meet people face to face, they like to see. And then more importantly, telling the stories. Even yesterday, I was talking to this lady just by speaking. I met the woman in the supermarket. She says, I need 6 bottles. I had that same little brochure as you just mentioned with the same home revolution. I do not leave the hello, hello, hello. I do not leave the house without it. Of course, I am loaded with all the products, as the same thing with Rohan and Amarjeet says. Ladies and gentlemen, last night I got a call. That was a referrals from a gentleman that I sold a family pack. Because I always ask for referrals. He introduced me to this 2 lady. Yesterday, the lady called and she bought 20 bottles because all her family. Listen,
Hello.
I started this team in the Caribbean. You believe in it. Exactly. You say when you're a good trainer and you train people the right way, I encourage all of them. I said, this is not about just Fountain of Life. This is about all the different products we have. So whenever you have a customer that's selling a Fountain, you want to share the toothpaste, the spray. And I'm telling you, these guys are flying. We had from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 3 ladies already bought 300 Fountain of Life. Each of them, that's like 600, like 6 momentum packs.
Hello.
These guys are flying every month. They buy at least over 800 to 1,000 bottle of Fountain of Life. Why? It's because of the stories. People begin to use it and they start seeing the magnificent result. And it's just bow, bow, bow. And I encourage all of them to sell not only just the Fountain of Life, but all the other product because it just makes sense. This was a very, very, very powerful call. And I thank you, Mr. Henry, for explaining. I thanks again you, Renee, Mr. Rohan, and of course, every Wednesday I agree because I never miss none of those calls. It's vitally important, the Wednesday call, because knowledge put into use, that is power. Knowledge put into use is power. So I urge everyone, for those, as Mr. Henry was saying, the reason why if these people come on the call to educate themselves, they will be talking less. There are too many questions. People come and repeating the same question over and over. Come and educate yourself so then you won't be asking so many questions. Knowledge put into use is power. Thank you so much for being on the call, Renee. And I continue selling my products. I love it. And I agree again with Amarjeet. I love my coal market. The most sales and the most money I made is through coal market. I love coal market because people don't know you. But again, they sell, they buy you. They don't buy the product, they buy you first. And again, the like and trust and your personality, your smile, that will do it. So I urge and I thank you so much for such a powerful call today. Thank you. And back to you, Mr. Rene Liaw.
Wow. You see, I mean, like one thing about Maria, and you can hear from her voice, right? Like, I'm trying to copy her and have a voice like her because it just draws you in. You just want to try whatever candy she's selling, right? So again, thank you so much, Maria. I know
Thank you,
that
Rene.
you're dynamite because I remember every single time you had the whatever you call it, like the booth that you actually will have a booth
Yes,
every once
yes,
a week, and you would stand there for a few hours on like a weekend, and you just kept selling, 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 selling.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rene.
Wow. Well, thank you so much.
Renee, before you jump to the next speaker, it is a few times that it came up that it's easier for us to approach a cold market than a warm market. Maybe
Yeah.
we should do in the near future a quick webinar that's called the Family and Friends Buster. And we will show everybody how to handle their friends and family in such a way. It is all about, once again, third party. If
Yeah.
you can't do it, you bring someone to your family and friends that can do it, and that's the way to go. Back to you.
No, absolutely. There's so much to talk about in this business, and I mean, again, like for a lot of people though on this call, they might have an easier time promoting to family and friends. The one thing that you'll notice between the people who can do that well or the strangers, because again, with the cold market, it's like a fresh, clean slate of what they're looking at you. So what you give to them, like Maria just said, right? They're buying you. With family and friends, though, you can do really well with that. Again, if what they know of you is, is that good image, right? So again, I've had the guilt where, me trying to sell products to my crazy partying friends. I think of me as like the guy that drinks like no tomorrow. I know, again, that image, like that's their image of me, right? So it's going to take a bit more time and effort to, and draw in, like Ronan said, third party credibility to promote this product because they're thinking Rene, and especially when I first got started, they knew of me as Rene the programmer. This is Rene the programmer, not Rene the jewelry guy, because we did fashion back then. They're like, Rene is a programmer. What is he doing selling jewelry right now? So again, so they have this preemptive image of who I am. So again, I have to, like Ronan said, leverage third-party credibility who might be, again, it could be anyone. It doesn't have to be a jeweler or a jewelry store owner. It could be anyone who's just that I just edify, right? So, but again, both markets work, and of course, we do have. I can see here now, Hanmei, who again is fantastic. Again, someone who's not shy. She will talk. And talk and share and care. So Jaime, take it away. How do you go and sell products?
Hi, everybody. This is just such a wonderful morning, and thank you for holding such a, unbelievable, webinar. I learned a lot. I'm still learning. I have a lot more need to learn, I started to know Fountain of Life because of my hair loss. Then I found Henry, and Henry sponsored me the end of 2019. Then I just realized I'm a Chinese medicine practitioner also. Then the time I met Henry, I already knew when I read the label, especially when Henry showed me all the testimonial that saved in his cell phone, I immediately know this one is really, really good for a kidney meridian, And Henry also said the hair is the flower of our kidney. That's how the Fountain of Life stopped my hair loss. Then later on, get rid of the edema of both my parent-in-law, my father-in-law and mother-in-law. They both over 85. They have edema for years, but on Fountain of Life, for less than 3 months, both of them, edema's gone. The water retention's gone. For the seniors that over 85 years old, it's unbelievable. That's when I started to promote this business. But I didn't know much about the fashion thing, right? I was trapped in China, because the time I arrived, China was right before the pandemic broke out. Then the pandemic started. Then I was trapped there 8 months before I flew back to Canada. But when I flew back to Canada, I went to the showroom, and I realized I didn't take too much consideration about the fashion line. I thought this company has fashion that's for free to give for the opulence points, right? I didn't know that's really a business. I thought that maybe the business this company had before. Now we're not doing that. That's what I thought at that time. But after I came out, I visit the showroom. Then I realized, this business is really unique. It's nothing like this. Whatever I met before is nothing like this business. This business has 3 product line. The first is fashion. That's our legendary. The second one is Fountain of Life. The third one is personal care. It's a very good combination of product. Then I started to do some research on the fashion thing, but I wasn't know much about that. I don't know how to sell fashion, right? But recently, I did, last November, we have a promotion on fashion, right? So I bought this, and I wear them. And I have a friend who flew over from Vancouver, and I show her, okay, we have promotion like this. I show her pictures. That time I didn't get my product yet. I show her the picture, and she said, okay, I don't think I like them. I don't like them. I don't like it because she actually didn't like the price. The price is kind of cheaper for her. She's wearing very expensive, jewelry. So then I didn't see anything. She didn't buy anything, right? But after I bought this, I put them on. She's like, "Oh, Hammy, this is really good, right? I want some." I bought her two, you know, that the yellow one, the Yellowstone one, the big one. I bought only two. She bought only two of that, and she bought other four set, the smaller one, that for her daughters and her daughters as Christmas gift, right? But after that,
Wow.
she, you know, what I learned from that is she called me last night, right? Last night, and she told me, okay, you know, your product, your jewelry is really good. Right now, I'm wearing this. They're big, you know, they're beautiful. So people asking me about where did you get this? I didn't. I regret it. I regret it, Amarjeet. The time I met you in the restaurant, I saw you wear, you know, that much jewelries. I regret it, you know. From the what's the lady told me, I regretted what? Regretted last November. I didn't buy more. I should buy more. I should buy the set you're on your finger, on your ear, because you have to wear them. I didn't notice that, but whenever you put it on, people notice. Then they ask the price. The price, you know, the price of this company, the product is really good. They're not too high. They're not too low. You know, people buy jewelry. They don't want the cheap jewelry. No, we are not cheap, but we are not that expensive. It's very cost, you know, efficient. It's very good one. It's a very good choice for ordinary people, even for the higher level people, because they look beautiful. They look beautiful. It's last. I told them it's never turned dark. It's shining forever. Even it's silver. We have 90 and 950 silver, right? That's what I want to share. It's very simple testimony. Just wear
Thank
your
you so much, Hame.
yeah.
Because again, you know,
Valentine, you know, necklace
yeah.
set. Yeah.
I think this coming from Hanmei is such a powerful thing, because when I first met Hanmei again, right? She, you know, she comes from like
right now.
yeah, you know, she comes from the background of, you know, not really wearing jewelry, and she was someone who just, you know, has the TCM background like Henry, basically, right? She used to have her she was the licensed Chinese TCM, right? So and again, it's a perfect testimonial. And if you want to call it proof or evidence, or, you know, proof in the pudding, that you want to get blinged out, because you don't know the person you're talking to what piques their interest, right? And so if you're wearing nice shoes, a nice belt, a nice timepiece, especially for ladies, one thing I noticed about women, and maybe I could be wrong because I don't know, but from what I've seen, at least in the company, is women like to look at other women, what they're wearing. Like, you know, when guys see other guys, you know, I don't do like the rectal scan to see what they're wearing. You know, like you know, I might do a scan to see, okay, is your hair, is there overweight, is there tired? I'm doing the health scan, but I don't do like a fashion scan of other males. Like I don't think guys usually, I don't know, I just don't do that. But I find in more cases females love to, you know, when they see another female, like, it's like, you know, you do a quick top to toe scan of what they're wearing, the fashion, the makeup, you know, everything, right? So if you're wearing some good jewelry, it's just another opportunity for you to sell stuff, again, that you're hearing here as well from Han Mei. So, okay, thank you, Han Mei, for bringing out again how important that is.
Add one testimonial, you know, that the mistake I made before. There is, just like what you said, there was one lady in our annual anniversary party. I was introducing our company to a lady, right? I made a big, huge mistake. I introduced Fountain of Life. I kept talking about Fountain of Life to her all the time, but at the end, I just noticed that she's actually into our jewelry. I didn't say much about that before. That's a big mistake. You know, she's not giving, she's not coming back, right? Still, you know.
Thank you. Okay.
She wasn't interested in this. She's interested in this, but I'm talking about this all the time.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you, folks.
Listen. We have to listen to them.
Yes. So, folks, we have a few more minutes. Yes. Thank you. We have a few more minutes for this call, but I was asked to do a poll just on behalf of corporate. So, if you see a poll I'm trying to figure out how this activated. Let's see here. So, do you guys see a poll on your side or no?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm just trying to. How do I activate this poll?
Oh, there's a poll in there.
Do you guys see a poll?
Yeah, just click a poll. Click
polls. Okay, because Ivy wants to know how you guys felt about today's training. Do you guys see a poll? If you guys click poll.
No, click the menu. The menu beside chat, and then between chat and question and answer, there is a poll button.
Okay, am I going crazy here?
Launch. Okay, launch.
There we go. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I launched.
Okay, because I guess you're the admin, right? So yeah, so guys, please take a quick second. We have a bunch of participants. Please, it's three answers. Yes, yes. Please do more training on this topic, and no. So I'd love to hear you guys feedback on today's training. All right. So the first one is yes. Second one is yes, but please do more training on this topic. And of course, the third option is no. And again, the poll's going. We have about half the people that have responded. So please, we want to try to get everyone's feedback here. All right.
How do you respond?
I think for us.
No, at the same time, we have Berlin on the. She has raised her hand.
Yes, let's have Verlin share while this poll is closing. Okay, guys, everyone put in your poll.
Rene, hosts and panelists cannot vote in the poll. So all the people that you have added as panelists, they will not be able to participate.
Okay.
Panelists cannot do.
I'm going to assume the answer is yes from us anyways. So, all right, we're at 66% done the poll. Guys, keep on going. Everyone, please submit your answers. All right. We want to see if you want to do more training on this topic. And we're getting an overwhelming response, by the way. We've had no one say no to the usefulness of today's training. We have about 17% saying yes and 83% saying yes, do more training on this topic. We're about 67% full. But so keep on going, folks. Submit your poll. And Verlin, let's have Verlin share. Hello, Verlin. Welcome to the call. Hello, Verlin. Are you there?
Hello.
Yes. Welcome. Good morning. Still.
Good morning to everyone. Thank you so much. This training was really a great training for today. A good wake up. I was thinking to Rene, we could have a training on how to get our sleeping partners awake. Yeah, I mean, we have chats and stuff. We send out reminders for meetings and, constantly remind people to join the meetings and join, but we don't really have the participation in it. So a training we can really reach out to them and get them active. I just wanted to share too, when it comes to product sharing. I lead with products too. I was in a bank one day and one of my partners who joined the business, she joined really to get the Fountain of Life at a discount. She joined as a retailer. And then I shared with her the benefits of upgrading, for more discounts, and then she'll get added products. So she did that. But then she was in the bank and she was complaining, she's using a hand sanitizer and it's drying up her hands. She showed me her hands, how they were looking. So I always walk with product. And I had my Sterling, I had a travel size with me. And I said, so why don't you have Sterling with you? She was like, Sterling, like, what's that? I said, keep sharing these products with you, So I gave her a try of the Sterling. She said, she already ordered Fountain of Life and she won't be making an order again until the next month. But a couple days after, because she's a lifestyle promoter, I saw I got the team bonus. So I called her. I said, "You're gonna try the Sterling?" She said, I asked her how she liked the Sterling. In fact, she said, I really liked it. She said, when I went home, I actually ordered. I said, good, So it's always another reason why to have the product with you. Also to share with our partners who are not active, that we have more products besides Fountain of Life and about using all our products. Because from that experience now, she's wanting to upgrade to LD and she's thinking about sharing it with her daughter who's in college. Maybe she can share with her friends and stuff like that. So I just want to share that.
Well, again, thank you so much, Verlin. I know that you're constantly out there promoting all the products and being a sponge and a student, and now becoming the master as well. So thank you, Verlin. Now, folks, the poll is still up. If you haven't put in your vote here, we're going to close the poll in about 10 seconds. So please put your vote in. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, and while we're counting down here, we're going to see we have Khalil here. Let's get Khalil to quickly share a few words here. Welcome, Khalil. Good morning to you. All right, so Henry, we can end the poll there, Henry, if you can. Thank you so much, and thank you for everyone for putting in your feedback. That was really helpful. Yeah, Khalil, are you there with us?
Hello, yes, I'm there.
Yes, I saw you had your hands raised. Did you have a question or do you want to share something?
Oh, that was by mistake. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Well, thank you for being on the call. Appreciate that.
Yes. I'm learning a lot. It's very informative. Yes, I'd love to have some more like this.
Well, thank you for that feedback. Again, it really does help us, of course, in thinking of future training topics. And again, thank you for being here this morning. Thank you. I was going to lower your hands there, and thank you again. So, all right, well, folks, again, I want to say a very special thank you for all of our speakers today, and of course, for all of you for taking your time on a Saturday morning where you could be, I don't know, tobogganing or doing something else, but you're here with us instead. Again, on this call, here's John Wilson driving for 3 hours, but listening to the call. Thank you for all of you guys, and again, most importantly, well, we do have Leah here with her hand raised. Leah, we'll get you in. One last person here, we'll squeeze you in. Leah, welcome to the call.
Oh, good morning, everybody. I just have a question.
Sure.
It's actually a question I found on our official Fountain of Life page. I'm not sure the person's a VIP or a customer. He made a comment and some other customer or partner sharing about energy and whatnot. And it's on Fountain of Life page. I responded to him. He claimed to be taking Fountain of Life for 2 years. And he didn't find any relief in joint pain or wherever, tiredness, and yeah, he didn't believe in the product. I don't know whose customer he is or he's a partner. I have no idea. But I did respond to him to if he's taking Fountain of Life daily or regularly, and if he's got any questions, he should talk to his Opulence rep. But he did reply me and thank you for my comment. And he said he's been taking 10 drops a day. So I don't know. I just feel like sometimes, what is the exact drop of Fountain of Life do you tell people to take? Is it 10 drops a day or more drops a day? Because I don't know this person that left the message on Facebook on someone else's page. I don't know what's his condition or whatnot, but I have no idea of his consistency and whatnot. But I don't know the guy. I'm just being friendly. Say, are you taking it regularly, consistently? And he said that he followed instruction, which is 10 drops a day. Okay, I think someone should respond to this guy if in the same country and help him out.
Actually, Leah, I'm going to answer that question because I have had this question before. Thank you for that question. Thank you for responding, first of all, to that person. And I would appreciate you. Guys, I'm going to give you guys a link, all right? Just let me share my screen. This is all you have to show to someone who asks you, how much should I be taking? All right. So this page here is from Smart Publications. It's all about lignans. All right. And it goes over, what are lignans, right? What are they? How do they work in the body? The most important thing that I want to show you here. Okay, so I can't. So this poll just popped up on me. The most important thing here is you can see here. All right. Is I'm going to scroll down here. If you scroll down. All right. Hold on. Sorry. Here. Is why should you take a lignin dietary supplement? All right, this is all you have to reference here, because on the bottles, by the way, folks, Health Canada regulations is put the absolute minimum suggested, which is 5 drops per day, which is 6.2 milligrams. But that, so taking 10 drops a day, for some people, again, it's like the bare minimum you want to do. But if you have particular issues, it might not help you, it might or it might not, but let's look at what the scientists and the researchers suggest for a normal human, which is all of us, to have per day. And it says here that researchers say that you want to have a minimum of 50 to 100 milligrams of lignans per day to raise our interlactone levels. Interlactone is basically the lignin converted to an antioxidant in our blood is now known as interlactone. So it means it's got into the bloodstream, right? We want to have 50 to 100 milligrams per day. So if you do the math on this, right? Again, this is the word is minimum. Right? You can take 33 bottles a day and there'll be no health issues whatsoever. But again, that's overkill. So if 5 drops is equivalent to 6.2 milligrams of lignans, you want to get to 50, then 6.2 times 8 gives you 50. So 5 drops times 8 is 40 drops, and 40 drops is like one full dropper. So if they're not having benefits, I can 99% guarantee you they're not taking enough. So so do me a favor, if you can, Leah. I'm gonna send everyone this link. I just put it in the group chat. Okay, there you have it. All right, there's a link, and just send them this link here. And again, this is a great article to read in general, but most importantly is that it has this one paragraph. Because the truth is, if you eat fruits and vegetables, or vegetables, for example, and you add heat, which is you cook it or you fry it or you microwave it or you boil it, whatever, or you barbecue it, once you add heat to any vegetable or fruit, what do you think happens to the lignans? You destroy the lignans. So you got zero. You're eating all that stuff, you're boiling the vegetables, you're frying the stir fry, you ate all that stuff, but if you added heat to it, you got no lignans. So you gotta eat it raw, basically, right? And again, not everyone likes to eat raw stuff or eat that many seeds. So FOL is just the world's most simplistic way of ensuring you get your lignans. So short answer, Aliyah, thank you so much for bringing that up. But just do me a favor, you can share that link back, and there's your answer is take more. Some people have to take 3 full droppers per day to feel something, right? But usually once you get to 2 to 3 full droppers a day, you're going to feel something for sure. So thank you, Leah. I hope that answers your question. All righty. Well, folks, again, just wanted to respect everyone's time here. It's getting here a bit late. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact, in your My5, ask your questions. Again, we will be here again next coming Saturday. Some quick announcements as well, too, is tomorrow, of course, don't forget we have our incredible leadership cocktail. That's going to be happening, of course, at 10 a.m., of course, Toronto time. So don't forget to be on that training call. And as always, right, folks, it's all about sharing. Don't forget to share. Again, thank you, all of our people who joined in today. Of course, thank you, Amarjeet from Singapore. Thank you, Henry, our TCM here from Toronto. Thank you, Han Mei, again, our leader. Thank you, Ronan. Not sure where Ronan is. Is it Egypt? I think it is still. Yes, thank you, Ronan. Again, thank you, Drusilla, for, I know you want to share, but we're out of time. Maria, of course, Verlin, Leah, and all of our guests and attendees, thank you for being here, folks. We'll see you guys, of course, on the next training call. And again, that's tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. I get inspired, again, hearing about people's stories of where they came from. And I'm just going to try to see who do we actually have tomorrow. So I'm going to open up my emails here. If anyone else here knows who's going to be on the call tomorrow, maybe just share that. I'm just looking for the email from
Sorry, it's from Philippines.
From the Philippines. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So our special guest speaker tomorrow, sharing their story, is all the way from Philippines. Again, folks, Philippines, a population of like 200 million people, something like that. And of course, their country where the average income in the Philippines, 180 million people, the average income in the Philippines is like $100 US per month. So 109 million people. Learn how these people in the Philippines is expanding and blowing up their business. So we'll see you guys tomorrow on the call. Thank you so much, folks. Have yourselves a wonderful Sunday, and to the billion, stay forensic to the billion. Thank you, Zara, for being our host as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
To
you,
the billions.
everybody.
To the billion.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone. Happy Sunday.
The meeting.